Hello, my little pearls. Welcome to a new reading and writing update. Hi, hello, my name is Joe, and I talk, potentially rant, potentially act very deranged about books online. Today we're going to be talking about what I've been reading and writing. I haven't been reading that much. I've been reading The Handmaid's Tale for the third time because I joined, guys. I joined the feminist book club here in Portugal that meets every month, once a month on Saturdays in Porto. And this month we are reading The Handmaid's Tale because, well, it sure feels like it. I know that a lot of people are watching from the US and things are really terrible there, but I mean, don't feel so alone because we have presidential elections in 2026 and the far right is treading mill. The far right is getting somewhere because people are once again blinded by fear. Anyway, I'm reading this for the book club. I'm a bit uncertain of whether or not I'm gonna go to the meeting because well, if you don't know, I have a little bit of a touch of social anxiety, and the meeting is happening in a place where I don't know if I should go because I've been there and it's run by someone who has like a publishing house. And like when I went there a few times, he was talking about, oh, do you write? And blah, blah, blah. There are no real literary magazines in Portugal. And it's kind of like, it's someone in the world who knows that I'm writing and that I have intentions to like publish stuff. And it's someone in the world that knows this about me that actually has a publishing house, like a very small independent one. And I don't know, for some reason, my brain thinks that if I make a bad impression, that I'm never going to have an opportunity there. And I'm afraid of going to this meeting and making a bad impression with someone and then potentially losing an opportunity, because if I ever reach out to them, then they will remember me and they will remember my bad impression. I know this is insane and I will probably go to the meeting anyway. But yeah, I'm reading The Handmaid's Tale because of a potential book club meeting. And I mean, I need to go to this meeting. I need to like be with peers and people who have the same frustrations and worries as I do. Otherwise, I'm going to go insane. But yeah, I'm rereading this. I feel like this should be mandatory as well, to reread this book and certain books like this, just to remind ourselves of how bad it can get, because believe it or not, it can get that bad. On another note, I'm also rereading this, actually quite fast. If you can't tell, my book is a little messed up because I didn't glue it right, but I'm rereading this because I want to, where is it? I want to read this as well. And honestly, I've started rereading this so long ago that when I finish it, it's going to be summer again. So, perfect. And I think I mentioned in my last video, like reading, writing update, that I submitted a short story, a 5,000 word short story, to a couple of magazines and literary journals. I did, and I immediately started working on my next one, which I think I mentioned as well. I'm gonna call it Project Cake. If I ever publish it anywhere, I will probably link it somewhere in my video so you guys can read it. But if I don't publish it, I probably won't link it anywhere. But it's gonna be called Project Cake. And this is, I'm like on fourth draft. And this is inspired by some bizarre occurrences in my life when I was working in an office in Brussels. Yeah, it's kind of, I'm writing a lot of strange, bizarre fiction because my life has been strange and bizarre, and I just need to put it somewhere. Like, I understand what Stephen King says completely when he says that a lot of writers are just really haunted by certain worries and thoughts, and they need to put it somewhere. And this is a little bit me. Like, the previous story that I wrote and submitted was kind of a haunting thing. Like, it wouldn't be an easy read for some people, but it was really fun for me to write. And if it reaches the right audience, it's going to be really fun for them to read. And this story is kind of like that as well. I mean, you can see I have a few versions of it. I have a lot of post-its. Like, it started very simply and now it's become like a world in itself. And it's basically the tale of a young person who gets involved in bizarre situations that the more she gets involved with them, the more bizarre they get. But then at the same time, she's being very well compensated for all the bizarre stuff. So she has to get to a point where she decides, is it too bizarre? Is it too strange? Even for the compensation that I'm getting, or is the compensation enough for me to overlook all of these bizarre, strange, nonsensical things that keep happening, but no one does or says anything about it? It's like going down a spiral, a rabbit hole, and getting to a point where you don't even know if you have the decision to get back up. And yeah. When you always think, oh, I can take just a little bit more, I can take just a little bit more, I can take just a little bit more, and then you get to a point where it's like, where is the exit? Yeah. So that's fun. This is, I think, a bit bigger, maybe around 7,000 words. 8,000. When I finish it, it's probably going to be bigger. Maybe I'm gonna try to keep it under 10,000 because I know it's like harder to publish when they're like really big. But yeah, this is what I'm working on right now. I'm also working on a few other projects. Actually, I created a Patreon with pretty much everything, just like a free subscription. I just need a place to like write everything. And because I have a Patreon for my main channel, I created one for this one. So yeah, if you want to be like updated with the kind of all of the projects that I'm writing on and work that I'm doing, I'm starting to put the information there. You can just join for free. Like, there's a tier with support, but I put almost nothing there. Most of it is in the free subscription. So yeah, just join there and you'll be able to see like all of my writing updates. Especially, I found there's only a couple of posts yet, so maybe, I don't know, wait a couple of months if you want to see more information to join. But I found it really fun to, like, after I write or while I'm writing, I usually have these observations about my own craft. And I've enjoyed doing that, like writing in my Patreon as if it's my online secret journal because no one is there. But yeah, if you want to see that kind of stuff, join there and I'll keep updating it probably more often than these videos about my writing, maybe my reading as well. But yeah, that's all for me today. I mean, last video was a pretty long rant of me complaining that everyone should read this, and here I am again. But anyway, guys, see you maybe soon with an opinion, maybe a very polarizing opinion. Bye bye.